back. I know it has been a very long minute, like 6 months, I don't even know. But we are going to do just like a catch-up video today. There's a lot of like fun, exciting things that kind of were the reason that I didn't make any content for so long. It was not at all what I intended to do or what I wanted to do. I was a little bit upset in the beginning of this time period when I wasn't able to produce the content, but really I am okay with it because, like I said, it's been a lot of really good things happening in my life that have been the reason that I haven't been able to, and that is totally okay. So I'm excited to get back into it. I have a lot of like upcoming content that I want to do, but we'll talk about that in a second. First, I just want to talk about what has been going on in my life for the past, like, I don't know, 6 months since August, and just give a little bit of an update. Alright, so in the first week of August, or like the end of the first week of August, beginning of the second week, I actually left where I am on the East Coast and went on a little bit of a road, I say a little bit, actually a fairly large road trip with my mom and my little brother. He was spending a few months over in Idaho, and I'm all the way over on the East Coast. So we drove all pretty much across the entire country and made a bunch of stops along the way, and it was a really, really awesome time. And I filmed a bunch of footage from that, and I had initially spent, you know, a good chunk of time immediately after that trying to edit it and get it done, but a bunch of other stuff happened, so I just did not have a chance. But we did that. We made a bunch of stops along the way. I won't talk about it too much because, like I said, I'm gonna make a video that is just that, basically like a travel vlog sort of thing. And what was also really cool about that is that the timing worked out really nicely, where my husband had a work trip in Bend, Oregon. So I don't know, it just ended up working out so cool because we left, me and my mom and my little brother, we left on like August 9th, I think, and made it to Idaho on August 13th. And my husband was flying out on August 14th. So I spent an extra night with my little brother when he got to Idaho, and then the next day, flew over to Redmond, which was the same airport that my husband was flying to. So we were both at the Redmond airport at the same time, and then had another week that we did from there. So that was really, really, really fun too, because he had to work. He was doing, like, working at another site in Bend, but I kind of just got to hang out and explore Bend for the whole week that he was working, which was really, really fun. I basically just went to a different coffee shop like every day and hung out there and walked around Bend, and it was just a really great time. So I will also have that little bit of a travel vlog that I'm going to share with you all. So the part where it starts to get a little bit crazy is that I was employed at the preschool during this time that was all happening. I had, right before that, started to apply to teaching positions within the school district where I live, so the public school district. I don't know, I know things are all different state to state, so I think maybe this is pretty similar across the board, but I don't know. But in New Hampshire anyway, it's preschooling is not a part of the public school system. It's separate. So there are different requirements, certifications, things like that that you need to meet in order to work at the public school or within the public school district versus working at a preschool. So where I knew I really always wanted to be was in the public school system, like kindergarten, first grade, something like that. But with my degree background, like education background that I have, it's a little bit more difficult for me to just go teach kindergarten. I technically do not have the degree that I need to do that. But there are a ton of teacher shortages right now. So I thought that maybe my chances would be a little bit greater because they had so many open positions. I have some other teacher friends who were encouraging me to do it, and they were like, you know, you never know, you might get something just because they really are I think the word desperate has a certain connotation that I'm not trying to go for, but they really needed it's called like an emergency need. There are critical shortages that needed to be filled. So when I applied, you can apply for up to 12 positions at once. The way that the district website works. So I did basically every kindergarten or first grade position that they had, and then like a few, like, I don't know, third, fourth, whatever. And then I did one high school and I did one middle school. And jokingly said to my husband, could you imagine if I get the middle school teaching position? And sure enough, as I'm walking through the airport with my mom, while I'm out west, I get a call asking if I want to interview for the 8th grade science teacher position. So I of course said yes, because even though it's not kindergarten, it's still within the New Hampshire Department of Education system, which is what I needed to get myself into, at least get my like foot in the door, start working towards the certifications that I need. And because my degree is biochemistry, it's easier for me to step into a role as a science teacher. So that is what I did, and it all happened so fast because they needed me. The middle school needed me to fill that role. Like, they hired me the week before school started while I was out west. Like, I was out west the week before school started, came back and basically started this new job. So that unfortunately meant that I had to leave the preschool and leave them pretty abruptly, which is not what I wanted to do, and it was such a hard decision because I love those kids. But I knew ultimately that to get where I want to be, it was just a change that I needed to make. Especially because, you know, in a few years there might not be the same shortages, and it might make it a little bit harder for me to get into that position or that role. So I felt like I really needed to take advantage of this opportunity as it was presenting itself to me. So that's what I did. Like I said, immediately got back from the trip and started the job, and I was a lot of bit behind because most of the teachers that are teachers, they have like a few weeks before school starts during the summer, or, you know, maybe more than that, where they're able to go to the school over the summer at different points of time and like get their room ready, get their curriculum ready, things like that. I couldn't do any of that before school started because I literally was hired the week before. So I spent a lot of extra time those first few months of the school year at school doing stuff that I needed to do to get ready, things like that, because I was just a little bit behind, which was a huge reason why I wasn't able to do things like content making, because I was just so into the school and everything that I needed to do with that. And I was okay with that because that is probably the thing that I am the most passionate about, is education and teaching kids. So it's not something that I can half-ass, for lack of a better term. I could not feel okay about not giving that my all. And if that meant that I needed to put some other things on the back burner for a little while, I was okay with that. However, I am definitely behind in some other areas of my life now, and I was struggling with it for a little bit. I'm in a much better headspace now. I really do like the new year and new months and new seasons and refreshing. I'm really excited about the goals and things that I've set for this year, and I am excited to share with you all the new ones and even reflecting back on my things from last year. Especially with a lot of my content making. If you remember or watched, we did a first third of the year wrap up. Obviously didn't do a second third or a full year wrap up. So that's one thing I want to do. I want to start doing a lot more teaching type videos, tips, whatever, I don't know, whatever advice that I can give with the limited 8th grade teacher experience that I have now. It is pretty wild. 8th grade, not gonna lie, it's a wild west. But yeah, I want to do that. I want to get back into the regular Sustainability Sunday, back into all of the things that I just, I need to get back into my rhythms and feel good about that. I even think I want to start maybe doing some vlogs. I had tried to do some vlogs like a year ago or so, year and a half, I don't know, a little while ago, back when I had first started the channel, and it just was not really working with the way that my life was set up at that time, but I think that it might work a little bit better now. So I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say anything until I try it, but I also want to try doing that. So I'm really excited about the content that I'm ready to start getting back into and sharing with you all. And I almost completely forgot another big thing that was taking up a lot of my time for a little bit. So came back from the trip in August, that one trip, started the new job, was really invested in that, and then come October, my birthday's in the middle of October, my husband and I actually went to Texas, Austin, Texas for a week to spend some time with some friends, and also we went to Austin City Limits Music Festival on the weekend of my birthday. So that was really fun. I took a bunch of, well, not a bunch, because it was very hard to record some things during the festival itself, but that whole week I tried to get a bunch of footage and stuff, so I'm also going to do like a travel vlog for that. But that also, of course, took up more time, and then it was the holidays, and that brings me to now, the beginning of January. So, like I said, just super excited to get back into things, get back into my storybook readings, all of that good stuff, and I hope that I will see you all in those videos. Goodbye.